Welcome to Pen to Paper 2025, everyone. I'm so stoked to be here right now. I know I kind of dived down a little bit in my engagement at the end of last year, which wasn't that very long ago. But I'm excited because I'm going to change things up with this channel a little bit. I think I've had a lot of time of self-reflection to see how I can make this better for you, more feasible for me. A lot of the same elements are going to be here present in the channel, but I am going to be adding a few new things. So I'm excited to share that with you. But I thought I'd share a little bit of a snapshot of what 2024 was like with you. And then I'm going to share a little bit of what I'm excited for with 2025, and then set a few of my goals and share that with you. And as for the booktube side of things, on Friday I'll release a video talking about that and what I want to do a little differently on this channel with the booktube side. But for now, we're going to stick with writing. So what did I do in 2024? Well, 2024 was an extremely busy year for me, and it all started with this release here, Unborn Melody. I don't know, it just put everything into perspective. I had been writing it for 4 years, and I just knew that it was the time to release it. So last year's word was momentum, and this book, as soon as I released it, just completely launched me into momentum, propelled me toward releasing projects that I didn't even think I was going to release, set me on a path of building community like crazy, like I've never built before, and has just really opened and widened my horizons to so many different things. So I thought I'd share that with you. So that was February 2nd this came out, and it's kind of funny. It made me think of the audiobook files that were languishing for 8 years for my first novel, Redeemed from the Ashes. And I thought to myself, if I don't do it this year, it's never going to get done. So I'm doing it now, and I'm going to release it in April. It's got to be released this year. And what was so daunting for me was that it wasn't writing. Obviously, all the files were recorded. That was the really fun part. The difficult part, I guess for me, a mental block, was making time to edit all the audio files. And it was a lot of work, because when we were making the book, producing the audiobook, there were just so many times where we were having so much fun laughing. And anyways, there was just a lot to edit out. But I don't know, I had the drive. I just got it done. And then I released it as an audiobook. So that was my first time releasing an audiobook. It was a wild experience. I loved every part of it. Then, what did I do? I went on TV for the first time this year, twice, as just for myself as an author, and then a third time. I'll talk about that a little bit after. So that was a wild experience. My book trailer, which I made myself, was on television, Rogers Daytime Show in Ottawa. That was an amazing day. My mom was there. She was a great encourager and just champion of mine. Then we went to the Tulip Festival, which in Ottawa is basically a place where you just walk around, and they have all these different colored tulips, and they all have different, it's just a gorgeous place to go and look at the tulips. And my mom loves tulips, so it was the perfect thing to do after TV spot. And then I had a book signing the same day in the evening. It was a very full day, but it's definitely one of the highlights of this year in terms of my career author life. Then in terms of works that I did, I released for the first time ever as a paperback, Ghost of My Heart, which is, I know, it's got the ugly not for resale, ignore if you can. It is the sequel to Redeemed from the Ashes. It takes 11 place years after the Halifax explosion. This has been out since, what is the copyright that I gave this? I think it's 2018, and it was never on paperback. I had this different vision for what I was going to do with the sequel novellas and when I would release them on paperback, but I thought, why not release it as a paperback? Everyone, or I should say a large number of people love paperbacks, so I need to release it. And so I did. And one highlight, I guess, of releasing books this year was that I found out that Pages, the Mac software Pages, is way easier and more user-friendly to format books with than Word. I hate Word, and I will probably say that till the day I die, because every time I used Word to format my books, it was awful. Stress-inducing, just frustrating, awful. So I can breathe the fresh air because now I use my Pages on my Mac. So that was a highlight too. What else did I do? I went on 21 in-person events this year. It was a lot of fun. I love in-person events because I love connecting with readers in person, whether it's book signings at Indigos or markets or book fairs or anything to do where I'm meeting readers. It's a huge highlight. I love meeting you all in person and just connecting over love of books. And even if you don't buy my book, I just love to meet you. I love people and I love books, so it's perfect for me. Last year in September, I launched my first ever Eastern Ontario Writers Festival with two other authors of my area, Emily Murray, who's the author of Alexandria Fire, Danny and Danny, and Melissa Yee. She writes medical crime thrillers. And we had another person on our team, Jose. She's not a writer yet. Well, she's a writer. She's not a published author, but that is something that she would like to do. She's a great graphic designer. And the four of us put together that Writers Festival in the morning, and in the afternoon it was a book fair where authors had tables and the public could come in and buy books galore. And it was our first year. It was a huge success. And we are doing it again this year in Castleman, Ontario, which is still in Eastern Ontario. And if you are an author in Eastern Ontario, anywhere between, Kingston and Montreal, I know Montreal's not Ontario, it's Quebec, but it's close enough, then definitely come and check out that Writers Festival. But it's going to be happening, and hopefully we can grow it to double the size that we had. And it was just such an amazing event. It was great to see writers come together and learn from one another, and then to share their books with eager readers who were happy to buy books and meet authors. And it was just such a great event. Then in October, I released another paperback. Again, it was already out on ebook since I think this one was 2020. Yeah. And this is the sequel to Wisps of Gold, which is my murder mystery on the Canadian Wild West frontier. And this is Scathed Bones. Again, the ugly not for resale sign. And this is actually based on a legendary Canadian serial killer, Agnes McVie, and how the legend states she killed about 50 miners for their gold and then stashed it in the Caribou region where the gold rush happened. So this is my take on her origin story. And I knew that, October was the time to release it since it's about a serial killer. It's a little spooky that way. So loved releasing that. And that's it. That's it for releases. So 1 audiobook, 3 paperbacks, and I was very, very happy with that. And yeah, it was a highlight. And there were definitely events throughout the year that stuck out for me, but all the events were great. And also I'm telling all of you Canadian readers and authors, my friend and I, we started Canada's book events directory. So if you are an author You can fill out a form. Let us know if you're doing a book signing, if you're part of a writers festival, a book fair, anything to do with books, and you want readers to come and know about what you're doing, then please, I'm going to have the form down below. Please, please, please let us know so we can upload your event for free on our website. And also, if you're on Instagram, I'll also plug that down in below, and you have an event post, a post that's talking about your events and all the details about your event, then add us as a collaborator so we can have that post up on our Instagram grid. So anybody who comes and visits us on Instagram will see your post. We just want to connect readers with writers, and we need your help to do that. So if you live in Canada, this is Canada's book events directory, and we need your help to make it grow. So please help out. There was just another way to bring the community together. So that was 2024. What are my goals for this year? Well, this year I've chosen the word of renewal. I think I'm going to be using this word in a variety of ways. One thing that I needed to learn that I need to, I guess, implement a little bit more is more of a work-life balance. So because last year's word was momentum, and I did all these things and I went to all these places, it was good, it was a great experience, but when you are going through experiences, you want to learn from experiences. And I just realized that it was maybe a little bit too much last year. So I'm really setting some hard boundaries for myself that are good for me, for my family, and hopefully for my work-life balance as well, and for the work that I am going to be producing. So 2 events only per month, and a few other things that I'm going to be doing. But yeah, I want to renew that balance. What else? Renewal in the sense of going back to writing some short stories and some poetry. I just spoke with a friend tonight, and we cemented some deadlines of an anthology that we're going to be releasing together probably in the fall. Hopefully he can get his book out in the fall, I can get my novella in the fall, and then we can release this anthology in the fall for all of you. And it's going to be like Canadian murder mystery detective stories, short stories with his character, my character, and I won't share what else. I don't want to give too much away, but it's just going to be a lot of fun. So kind of going back a little bit more to my roots, renewing my roots a little bit and how I first started writing. And as I did mention, I am going to do a fall release for my novella for Unborn Melody here. And it's titled His Girl. And maybe you'll understand why once you've read this, but that's what it's titled, firm title. And it was really cool because I'm part of a local writers group, and I went to the writers group last month, and we talked about miracles. It was an interesting topic, an odd one, and I thought, well, at first I thought, it's not really going to help me with my writing, like, I don't know. But I was like, whatever, I'm going to listen. And some things that some people in the group said about miracles and how characters perceive miracles and how miracles affect the characters' lives led me to ask myself questions of how could I grow more while writing this novella, and how the ending I had wasn't actually exactly true to what the story needed. And after that writers group, it came. I got it. I was so excited, and I'm still so excited. So this novella, I actually want to finish the first draft this week. That's the goal, and I'm excited to write this ending because I know that it's exactly what the story needs. When the inspiration and your knowing come together, it just produces this beautiful magic, and I'm just so excited. So those are the goals for 2025. We're going to do another Eastern Ontario Writers Festival. We're going to grow Canada book events. That's what our profile name is on Instagram. And one last thing. So I'm going to announce it here since this is more specifically for authors. I'm really, really excited for this. I love supporting authors and just helping them excel in everything. And I also love videography. I don't know if you can tell by my book trailers, but I'm merging the two, and I am open for business to create book trailers for authors. There are certain genres that I'm doing. I'm doing historical fiction, thrillers, contemporary romance, and fantasy. So if you are an author who has the book is one of those genres, then you can go to lealindeman.com/trailer, and I'll put that link down below. You can book a time with me to talk about, first of all, if I'm available to do your book trailer, and the concept behind your book, and see if I can book you in to make your book trailer. And what I'll do at the end of this video is also put a link down to my book trailer playlist so you can see the portfolio, but you'll also see it on the website. Anyways, I'm just so excited to get into this. As I said, it just combines my two loves to help other authors and videography, and I know I'm pretty good at it, but I can always learn, and I'm always open to learning, and I think writers are always needing to be open to learning. So that's my year so far. That's what I have planned. Some great plans. I'm really excited. And please tell me down below, what are some of your plans as an author? It doesn't have to be extravagant or grand, but I think it's really good that you have a vision for what you want to achieve or accomplish in 2025. And you should also see that vision play out in your head visually. And then just write down a few steps that are going to help you get toward that goal. And you'll be amazed to see how you will reach those steps as the year progresses. So I'm excited for me. I'm excited for you. So please tell me your goal down below in the comments. Please give this video a like, thumbs up, and hit the subscribe button. Oh yes, one last thing. I forgot to mention what I'm doing on the channel this year. I'm still going to be doing writer's help tips and advice. I have some new content for that I'm going to be putting out. And one thing that I want to change up with the AuthorTube is, which I did do a lot at the end of 2024, is have other authors come on here and tell you about their books, about their experience as an author. I learned so much from other authors, and if you're an author watching this show, I want you to be able to learn from other authors as well. And if you're an author who has a book coming out and you want an author interview, I'm more than happy to do so. Just, you can reach me, send me an email at lealindeman@lealindeman.com. I'll also put that down in the description below, and we can book you in for an author interview. But I'm definitely going to be bringing more author interviews your way, so you have more of a variety this year. It's not just me talking to you, but you're also learning from other people. But definitely check out my live playlist, and that's where a lot of the author interviews are on, and I'm just so excited to bring more of that content to you this year. So I will see you next week. Next week, actually, instead of a writer's tips help video, so if you can't tell, I've changed my space here, and I'm gonna give you an in-depth look into my new writing space, office space. I'm really excited to show you guys. I did do a quick show on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, that's where I did it. But I thought it'd be fun to just pour a little bit more personality into it and just kind of show off my new roll top desk. I love that thing so much. And my gramophone, which is behind me, and just a few other objects and fun stuff in here. And then after that, I think will be an author interview. There you have it. And then after that, I'll be sharing some more writer's tips and advice. So have a great week. See you next week.